Hi, this is Chris Chen with the Napa This Week in Real Estate Update. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about housing affordability because this week, or actually last week, CoreLogic came out with a report regarding the obstacles of buying houses. And the number one reason, up from 30% to nearly 40% this year, is housing affordability. And it's not down payment, it's not job and income. It's housing affordability. And the reason why I want to talk to you about that this week is because it really is a misnomer that housing affordability is super low, because housing affordability today is actually near all-time highs. The graph that I'm going to show you in the email that I hope you see is, yes, for the last 5-7 years, when we were at the lowest points from 2012 to 2016, the housing affordability was higher than it is today. But if you look back to 1990, when they started measuring housing affordability, we're nearly 40 to 50% higher than it was in the 90s for the affordability of housing. And the reason for that is threefold. Number one, the interest rates. Just this week, Fannie Mae announced that we are at the lowest interest rates for the average 30-year fixed mortgage than we've seen in 3 years. Number two is income has been increasing. And affordability is based on income and housing affordability is based on income, interest rates, and purchase price of the house, because they look at it as a conglomerate of purchasing power, not just one or two of the factors. And incomes have been increasing over the last 5 years at a pace outpacing inflation. We have seen low interest rates, much lower, half of what it was in the 90s. And that's the major reason why affordability is much better now than in the 90s. And the last reason is prices. Prices have increased. Yes, they've gone up dramatically since what we saw in the 2012s, right after the big crash. However, right now, housing is on pace for the historical trend of, again, the 3.5% to 4% increases in valuations that we've seen on that trend line since the 90s. So yes, we are back at the peaks of what we saw in the mid 2000s, but we've gone nearly a decade and a half without having a substantial increase in housing prices if you look at the long trend line. So don't worry about housing affordability, or if you're looking at housing affordability being a major factor, you might want to reconsider, because housing affordability today is as good as it's been in decades. And as interest rates are dropping, one economist thinks that it might be as good as we've seen in the last 20 years. So if you have any questions, please give me a call or reply to this email. Look forward to helping you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.